What's going on YouTube? I wanted to make a video on how to connect your hardware synth to specifically FL Studio. Now look, I need to let you know ahead of time something very important. There's a few things that you need to know before you even finish this video. Alright, number one, there's going to be certain requirements that you may not be able to fulfill. Alright, and what do I mean by that? I have no idea how this MIDI in and out shit works at all. However, I did find a way to get this shit to work for me. Alright, I repeat, there's going to be requirements that you may not be able to fulfill, you know, because there's just things that I have set up a certain way that allowed it to work for me that you may not have, that may not allow it to work for you. Okay, and again, I don't know shit about MIDI in, MIDI out shit. This is just what worked for me. I've tried everything. I looked everywhere on YouTube and it didn't work. And I hope this could be of some service to some of you out there who do have some of the things that I have. Now, step number one, you have to have an audio interface that has two or more in and out ports. Now, what do I mean by that? The Scarlett Solo will not work for this. So if you have a Scarlett Solo, you have to find another video that could help. And unfortunately, I haven't seen one out there, but keep searching, there might be one. Or find out about like some adapters that you could use for that. But as of now, what I know, that shit ain't working with a hardware synth and the Scarlett Solo. I had to sell my old Scarlett Solo and I purchased the Scarlett 4i4 to show you what that is. Yeah, that's that bad boy. Alright, right there. Feel me? Now, I'm gonna walk you through everything. I'm gonna show you what chords you need and shit like that. Alright, so without further ado, oh yeah, I'm gonna be using the Pro 3 as my hardware synth. It's a mono synth. So yeah, so whatever hardware instrument you have, it should work with this setup. Got one. The first thing you're gonna need is this. These are known as, I think, TRS cables or some shit like that. They're 1/4 inch. Alright, and you're gonna need two of these. Alright, because I mean, if you got, just get two of them. Alright, it's just gonna make it easier. You could do it with one. I just don't know how to do it with one. And I got monitors, and apparently with two of them it works for both monitors. It's like stereo delays and effects and shit like that, the panning. Just get two of them to cover your ass. Alright, we're gonna need two of these. Alright, 1/4 inch TRX or TRS, whatever the fuck they're called, also known as like guitar cables or instrument cables. 1/4 inch of one of these. Alright, screenshot it or whatever, but you're gonna need two of these. Alright, they're gonna go from your synth. Two are gonna go into the back of your synth or on the side, wherever they're located. They're gonna go, two of them are gonna go into it, and then the two that's hanging out are gonna go into the interface. So to show you what I mean, alright, it's gonna have those 1/4 inch joints I was talking about. They're gonna go inside of here. Alright, 1 and 2, they're gonna go in here. Alright, and then from your monitors you're gonna get another pair. Alright, yes, another pair. You gotta get two pairs of them. Alright, that means like two going out of the synth into the interface, and then another pair of two going from your monitors into the back of the interface. To show you what I mean, as you can see, there's another two right there, 1 and 2. These are actually connecting to my monitors. It's going to be a total of 2 pairs. Alright, which means you better have, like these, you need to make sure that when you leave out of that guitar store or music store, you're seeing 2, 4, 6, 8. You better be seeing 8 of these. 8. If you don't see a total of 8 of these, I didn't say 8 pairs or nothing like that. I'm saying when you leave the store, you're gonna look at this and you're gonna be like, damn, I see 8 of them. That's what you need. 2, it's gonna be 4 for the in and out of the synths. So 2 from the synth, 2 going into the interface, which makes 4. 2 from the monitors or speakers, which makes 6, going another 2 back into the back of the interface, which makes a total of 8. Alright, if you don't see 8 of these, you're fucking up. It's not gonna work from my experience. Alright, now these are for the audio. Okay, audio, the sound, these are for the audio. MIDI, however, it's a little bit different. Alright, now MIDI is pretty much like the notes that you play. Okay, like your regular MIDI Akai keyboard, or if you got an Atari like I do, just MIDI. It has no sound. MIDI, those TRS cables I was just talking about, that's for your sound. But to get the MIDI in, this is where it starts to get a little complicated. Alright, I've tried your normal standard USB port, you feel me? But for my synth, it worked. Let me at least say that it worked, but not the way I wanted it to work. Okay, it was, how can I explain this? It was it was just fucking complicated. If you're thinking that you can have your synth do what your MIDI does, stop, play, all of that other shit, good luck, because technically the MIDI signal can make it do that. I haven't found out how to do that yet. So what I decided to do was not use the USB port, but to actually use the 5-pin MIDI cords. 5-pin MIDI cords. So what do I mean by that? They look like, see if I can take one out for you. You feel me? They got 5 pins in them. Alright, this MIDI shit gets really confusing. Alright, so I'm gonna try my best to dumb it down. But with these MIDIs, you're gonna need a pair of them. Alright, on the back of your synth, most likely you're gonna have MIDI ins and MIDI outs, as you can see. MIDI ins, right here, MIDI ins and MIDI outs. Alright, what does that mean? Again, I don't know shit about the MIDI stuff, but what I do know is when you put them bitches into that interface, the back of it or the front, wherever you got your MIDI ports at, you're gonna be able to literally play notes in the FL Studio. Well, here's the fucking catch-22. Here's the downside of that. There's a major fucking delay from when you do it that way, like you know how you do it on your regular MIDI. It's just this crazy ass delay, which is why I'm starting to see why a lot of FL user cats, when they switch to hardware, they go to like Ableton or some shit, because the delay isn't as bad. Everything is audio. So as of now, I haven't used that MIDI port as for MIDI. For me, I don't put MIDI notes in. I've done everything like audio, so I'll play it, record it, have it in Edison. If I fuck up and make a mistake, I gotta do it over and shit. I haven't had too much success with the MIDI. I use the cord just in case I want to use MIDI. So maybe I wasted my money there. I don't fucking know. Alright, but like I said, the MIDI part is very confusing. I got it there just in case somebody would show me how to do it, or put in the comments like, yo, here's how you do it. Here's how you reduce the delay and all of that shit. Now, you're going to see a lot of videos. Let me show you this. We're going to go to FL Studio now. Now we're at FL. Alright, hold up. You're going to see, oh, you guys like my beat? But yeah, you're going to see a lot of videos that tell you to go to the MIDI option here. Hold up, I'm not in focus. You're going to see a lot of YouTube videos telling you to go to the MIDI option and do all of this weird shit with your hardware. They're going to be like, yeah, click this for your hardware and MIDI and all of that shit, right? That can work. Again, I don't know shit about it. Right now, all you see is my Arteria MIDI keyboard. I got that set up. You're not going to see my Pro 3. Even though I have the MIDI stuff imported, I don't have the one of the MIDIs in there. But in order for you to hear that shit, all you got to do is go here to your mixer, right? And select the channel, the stereo. That's it. Alright. What this does is it pretty much picks up messages from this interface from channels 1 and 2. Well, what's coming in from channels 1 and 2? The MIDI or the audio that you put in from your hardware. So it's going from your hardware to the interface, and now you're telling FL Studio in the mixer to pretty much say, hey motherfucker, wake up, because apparently somebody's sending you some messages. But where are the messages coming from? They're coming from channels 1 and 2, because we're using 2 of them. You feel me? And if you hit the note, you'll see that shit coming in. Now, you might notice an echo that could throw you off your rhythm. All you got to do is, instead of hitting that and then it's all fucked up, just turn it down. Now you don't hear it. Alright? And then you're going to go to Edison and literally do on input. That's it. All the other shit ain't going to work, because when you try to play it on beat, it's gonna pick up all the other instruments. You just want it to pick up from your synth. So all you do is hit record on input and start playing your synth whenever you feel as though you're on beat and shit. Alright? And that I know it's not the best video, but that's how I was able to get it to work. Maybe I wasted my money on this MIDI shit. I don't fucking know. But when I do use MIDI, it be playing other channels. Like I may have Omnisphere open up. I'll play a MIDI on my synth. Omnisphere start playing the shit. Then I gotta go into my synth and change some settings. And if I do that, I can't change to the next patch on my actual synth, not Omnisphere. It gets so fucking confusing. So what I've accepted was I can't use my synth as MIDI until someone shows me. Alright? But if all you want to do is at least be able to use your fucking synth with FL Studio, that's how you do it. Alright, it's audio. You're gonna have to step your chop skills up. You're gonna have to be on time, step your games up. But sometimes limitations force you to, step your game up. Again, I haven't found a good way to use MIDI. When I do use MIDI, it's delayed. It's a crazy ass delay, like a fucking note or half beat or some shit, whatever that shit is called. But it's bad. The only thing that worked for me was doing audio, like audio file, like waves and shit. You feel me? Not MIDI, even though I have it set up. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Maybe I can help you out. But that's how you get your hardware synth to work with FL. MIDI does work, but it's a major delay. If you don't want that delay, you're gonna have to say fuck MIDI and just stick with the audio. Alright? And Edison to, hook you up. And the good news is you can still use your MIDI. That's why I got this up here. You can still use your MIDI keyboard the way you've been using it. You feel me? The way you've been using it. For your drums, your notes, for other, VSTs. But for hardware, for now, it's just strictly audio. There's no MIDI for this right now. It's just, the delay is fucking brutal. I know apparently you can turn the bit rate down. That shit ain't do nothing for me. If there's another way, please let us know. Let the producer community know in the comments below. Alright? Like the video, comment down below. Subscribe, share. I'm out. Peace.